Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, I did finish the week with 11 wins and 5 losses. Very bad week. I did not do well this week. I have a win rate of 68.75%. That might be the lowest win rate I think I've ever had. I can't really remember. I remember I've had some low 70s, and I don't know if I've ever gone below 70%. But yeah, if it's not the lowest win rate I've ever had, it's got to be one of the lowest, if it's not the lowest. So basically, it felt like every time I took a trade, immediately after I get in, it went the opposite way on me, almost immediately. It was very crazy. I just was, I don't know, I was just off my game this week, or just a lot of bad trades. I don't know. It was, I can't really explain it. I can remember starting to feel frustrated, I think on Thursday. It was either Thursday or Friday, that it seemed like every time I get into a trade, the second I got in, it went the other way. Even when the setup looked good, it just, I got caught. So, but that's part of trading. you're not going to be right all the time. You're not going to be right every week. You're going to have red days. You're going to have red weeks. That's part of trading. You're never going to be 100% all the time. You're never going to be green every single day. So anyone that thinks that they are going to be green, and you just got to lower your expectation, because that's not what trading is. Because trading, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. We win a lot more than we lose, and I don't really have that many red days or red weeks. Especially, I don't have hardly any red weeks. Because, you know, I have red days, I make them up. But once in a while, I'll have a bad week. I got a cold, it seems like. But anyways, yeah, that's just part of trading. I mean, there's nothing you can do. Everyone's going to have a bad day, a bad week. So it's how you bounce back that matters. With that said, Monday, what was Monday's date anyways? Monday, 28th. So SPY puts under 440. Where is Monday? Right here. Okay, SPY puts under 438, right? No, under 440, which is right under 440. I got the wrong day here. 440 is down here at this lower, this low right here. You can see it actually is bouncing right off this 440.20 area. It's kind of a little bit of a pivot right here, because you can see it's using it as support here. A little bit of resistance. Well, I guess it was more or less 440, but yeah, right in here you got support, resistance, support. So if it broke this area, that's what I was looking at. I called it right up here, right around 9 o'clock. Kind of far though. 440 was at 442 right there. I mean, I guess I could have called 441 off from this previous day's high, but and off this resistance level right here from pre-market, but for some reason I just chose 440, but whatever. Either way, it didn't break. I don't even have my Twitter up. I'm so disorganized today. I don't know why. The long weekends. Catching up. Let's see. 428. I mean, 428. August 28th. Okay, first play today was put at 951. Okay, I see why I took it here. I've been kind of waiting out almost the first half an hour on Mondays, because Mondays seem to be where they trap you the most. The first 10 minutes. The first 10-minute candle was green. It didn't break high a day. Second 10-minute candle was inside day. Let me blow it up so you can see better. Inside 10-minute candle right here. Then when it broke below lower day of 442, I took the 44.20 puts at 740, and they went from 740 to $9. This was a week also that you needed to take the 50 cents to $1. If you tried to hold for a bigger move, you got burnt, because that's just the way the entire week was, pretty much. And I think that was one of the main reasons why I took a couple losses of the this week that I had is because I didn't take the 50 cents. I tried to get a bigger move, but anyways, I did take puts again at 1040, which should be right here. Yep. Once it failed to break higher day, came back down underneath this 442.50 area, or even say 442.45. Because the reason I picked this area is you get all these bodies of candle and VWAP right there. It breaks all these candles. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles right here. It breaks below this, it's going to dump. And it did. So I grabbed the 44.30 puts at 860 and then went from 860 to 1450. So that ended up being a good play. Then I switched to calls at 1243, which should be right here. Oh, I grabbed it here, not here. And I see why I grabbed it here. 1243. I'm not sure if I grabbed it over the 441.70 or if I grabbed it over the 441.90. I think I grabbed it over the 90. I'm going to take a guess and say that I grabbed it over this. But either way, either if I grabbed it there or there, it was still a good play. I got the 44.25 calls at 670, and they went from 670 to 1550 plus, getting to higher day again and rejecting. And I took puts. No, I didn't take puts. I took calls on the last play of the day at 344, which was right here. And I see why I took it here. It ran up. It stayed within the range. The range for the day was 443.25 to 441, so a $2 plus range. It stayed within the range, come up to VWAP. It rejected VWAP, came back through, and it started to pop through VWAP again. And I had it, if it went over 442.35, I was going to take it. And it did. I took the 44.30 calls at $2, and it went from $2 to 10 on that candle right there. So that ended up being a nice 400% winner. I put 500% winner on Twitter. I didn't mean to do that. It was 400%. My math was just was off. But anyways, then Tuesday the 29th, pre-market, I said SPY calls for 443.50, which was right here. This high right here, this lower high. And it did. It broke it right at the. I didn't take it right away. There was reasons why I didn't take this play. There was a bunch of news that came out this day, and I regret not taking it. But news was coming out. The jobs report came out. That was the big one. Consumer confidence, which is pretty big, but the job openings are really, really big. They came in. They came in negative. They came in negative. So I didn't want to. I could have gone ORB. I could have, but I didn't. I decided to wait, and that's probably what I shouldn't have done. But yeah, I could have taken calls on my initial pre-market thing and ORB. Open range breakout after the 10-minute candle. I could have grabbed calls and grabbed it. I didn't. I decided to wait. I waited for the JOLTS report. I think I was actually looking at puts because when we made the run up here, going into jobs, I figured we were going to end up dumping. So I think that I switched my outlook and I was looking at puts right here, and it popped. So I didn't want to chase it. I mean, I could have, but this is an FU setup. But got to remember also that when news dropped, this thing popped like $1 plus, like within seconds. So it looks like you could have grabbed it here, but news dropped, and you wouldn't have been able to grab it there. You would have been chasing it. And I didn't feel like chasing it, so I just kind of waited. I waited out. I took puts at 1050, which is right here. I got a tail candle right here. And I was pretty much using this body and the low of this candle right here to grab puts. So when I got below 445.85, I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 44.85 puts at the 44.60 puts at 660, and they went from 660 to 850. Now a little bit of a drop. If you didn't take the $1 plus right there, you took a loss. That's why you need to take it. Plus, it's starting to flag right there, the continuation move, and I didn't take that. I mean, I took the puts here, and I took the money, ran, and I should have grabbed calls over the 446 area, but for some reason I didn't. It just popped, and I grabbed puts at 1247, which is right here. Yeah, right, 1247, right here. I grabbed it. So I'm not sure if I grabbed it. I think I grabbed it right here underneath 448. No, I think no, 447. I think I grabbed it down here. Right around here, the 447.60 area. I think I grabbed it right there. I grabbed the 44.85 puts at 780. Then it popped. It made new high day and it came back down and it just didn't. I think I stopped out in this candle when I broke higher day. But yeah, I had the 44.85 puts at 780. I think I got it here and it went against me immediately. I stopped out and then I jumped back in at 154, which was right here. So yeah, I grabbed puts here, went against me, stopped out, and then I grabbed puts at 154. I think I grabbed them underneath the body of these candles right here, underneath 448. I grabbed the 45.85 puts again, and they went from 480 to 670. Now, if you didn't take the dollar plus move on that, you would have taken a loss right there. So, to me, also, I think that let me unlink these and bring it to the 10-minute VIX, because I think VIX. The reason why I was looking at puts at this particular day, what day is this? The 29th. 29th. Yeah, see, VIX wasn't really that low. So, yeah, I don't know why, but I was just thinking I didn't want to chase anymore. You had the FU set up right there, like I said, the news, you wouldn't have been able to grab that. The flag right there, I should have grabbed calls on that. I didn't really want to chase it, and it was just chopping like crazy up here. And if you didn't nail your entries perfectly, depending on what, even no matter what you were doing, even if you were buying calls, if you didn't get the perfect entry on calls or puts, you're gonna probably take a loss, especially if you didn't take the dollar. But to me, for some reason, I thought we were gonna dump. And we got a play right there, so we got the play there. But for some reason, I just thought we were just going to dump end of the day, and it didn't, and it just stayed elevated. So these are the days I do the worst. Right here are these kind of days, these straight up days. I don't know why. I think one of the reasons why I don't do so well on these kind of days is because after you have a massive run up, you feel like you're chasing, and you feel like that you're going to get a rug pull at any moment. And so what you try to do is, or at least what I try to do is I don't really want to chase. So I'm kind of sitting here waiting for a top and try to catch the drop. But sometimes, well, most of the times on these kind of days like this, I'm trying to guess the top and I'm taking losses, or something like that, and it's just not working out. And these massive run up days, you're fighting the trend. I guess I'm fighting the trend for the most part, but I got too eager to try to pick the top, and sometimes trying to pick the top is not the best way to go, but I'm not chasing it either. So I'm looking at either chasing or not trading, and I just sometimes I just get ahead of myself and try to catch the drop and think that we were going to get a drop, and we didn't. So these are the kind of days I kind of try to stay away from, because I don't do the best on these straight up days. So, but yeah, it's part of trading. Know your disadvantages. So the 30th, traded Israel on the 30th. SPY calls for 450, which was right here. I did it in the first 10-minute candle, but I don't touch the first 10-minute candle because there's so much volatility. Can go anywhere at once. It's too volatile for me. You're just not going to get a good move. So I always wait out the first 10-minute candle, and then I try to do a 10-minute ORB, which is opening range, breakdown, or breakout. So I did break higher day. I grabbed the 45.15 calls at $7. It went from $7 to 13. It dropped. It didn't break lower day, so then it ended up popping. So it ended up being a good play, but it just was kind of nerve wracking. But anyways, so yeah, went from $7 to 13, almost 100%, not quite. Then you have it dump right here. I did take puts. I didn't take puts. Why didn't I take puts here? I didn't take puts. Instead, I took calls at 10:13. Why did I do that? Oh, I see why. I was doing the FU setup. That's why I did that. I did the FU setup. That's exactly why I did that. The 45.30 calls at 560. I had it up here. I think I took it up here. I think this was one that I had the 50 cents. And I didn't take it. And I ended up taking a loss. I got it at 560 and I dumped it at $2. So yeah, that was an FU setup. These FU setups have been like very, very dependable. This is one that did not work out. I would have taken this again, so I don't feel bad that I took a loss on this because the FU setup was there. You get the massive green candles, you get a red candle right here. It broke higher day, but it just got slapped. I don't know if it was news. Was this news? I have to look at the economic calendar. I think this was news that got me. What day was this? The 30th. Is it 10 o'clock news? No, it's pending home sales. It was Friday's news that got me. I knew one of the news events got me this week. I was more worried about the setup and not the thing, but it wasn't Wednesday. But yeah, maybe it was pending home sales that ended up dropping it. I don't know. But anyways, no, because that was at this 10 o'clock. But anyways, that I did the FU setup. It didn't work out. It flashed. Something happened here. I don't remember what it was. So took the loss on that. Then I took puts at 10.24, which was right here when it broke lower day. When it broke below the 449.50, I took the 4,500 puts at 8.20, and they went from 8.20 to 13.30. So definitely made up that loss. That ended up being a good play. Then I took calls at 12.46, which is probably right here, here. When it broke higher today. And plus, you know, when it got up at the higher day right here, it rejected and it came quickly back up. I thought for sure it was going to pop. And I grabbed the 45.25 calls at $4. It didn't pop. It slowly dropped, and I ended up stopping out at one. I really thought it was going to break. It dropped here and popped back up. It started to drop off the 20 EMA, and it popped, and it looked like it was going to go here this time, and it didn't, and it got smashed. And it just didn't work out. This was a fake out right here. So I got faked out twice at higher day right here. Here and here. And I do remember starting to get frustrated right here. I got burnt on 2 higher day moves, and it just decided to stay in the range. It did not. And the thing is that this looks like it would have been a nice monster play because it's flattening out at the 451.50, and it's making higher lows, higher low, higher low. So it looked like it was going to have a massive run at some point, either here or here, because it's making higher lows. It looked like it was going to actually pop, but it didn't. It stayed within range. So it was kind of very annoying. So, but it is what it is. Then on the 31st, which is what? Thursday, Trade Ideas Room, I said SPY puts at a 451, which is down here at this low. First 10-minute candle is green. I was kind of looking at puts already. When it broke lower day, I took the 45.15 puts at 8.10, and they dropped, and I remember taking them at 8.10. And what ended up happening was this news? I just want to check the news. No news. Well, Chicago PMI came out at 9:45, but I think I took it after it. Yeah, I took it out at 9:47. Anyways, broke lower day. I do remember this play because I got it at 8.10. And when I looked up after I got in, I saw $9 print. And I was too busy trying to push the post it on Twitter. And that's been burning me a lot lately too, is that 2 or 3 seconds or a minute that I have to go over and switch and then copy and paste the trade over to Twitter and post it and come back. and that actually burnt me. I mean, I could have probably gotten out. I don't know. It might have been too fast. I don't know. It's too hard to know if I could have gotten out or not. But yeah, I saw it right after I got in, and I posted it in the Discord room. And I looked up. It was at $9 already. And when I went to go post it on Twitter, I looked back and it was already red. I mean, really red. I think it was like at $5 or $6 at the time. So me getting in 8, 10, and $9 printing and going back to look to sell, and it was already below a 5 and 6, and I kind of got burnt. So I ended up stopping out at 3. So then I took puts at 1051, which is right here. Right under VWAP, you got this body of this candle lower here, and this candle low here, and the body of this candle and this candle. So when it got below 452.15, actually, yeah, 452.15, I grabbed puts. I grabbed the 45.25 puts at $8, and they went 8 to 9, only $1 move. If you didn't take that dollar, you were gonna get burnt. Then I decided to take calls at 12.10, which is right 12.10, right here. You can see why it held lower day, came back up to VWAP. I grabbed it here. I got the 45.25 calls at 750, and it dropped. And I took the chance on adding at lower days, assuming it was going to stay in the range. I added more at $4, making my average at 575, and it just dumped, and ended up taking a loss on that. So didn't do well. I should have known the bottom was going to break. I don't know. I just had the wrong idea. Literally every time I got in, it dumped. I got in and it dumped. I got in and it dumped. I mean, it's been doing that to me all week long. And the setup was there. The FU setup was there. It was a good FU setup. I would have taken it again and again. The break of higher day, that was a good setup. That was there. And this one right here was a good setup. It just got burnt. And this setup was questionable. I mean, I probably shouldn't have grabbed it. This one I probably could have avoided, but the last 3 losses I took, they were plays I would have taken again and again. But this loss I probably could have avoided, but it is what it is. I decided, like I said, to add at lower day, and the floor opened up, and that's all she wrote. So not that great of a week. Now on Friday, SPY puts under 452. Which is right here. Get this run up for news. This was a news event. What was the news? I think it was unemployment. Yeah, it was unemployment, stuff like that. First trade of the day, I took at 947. First 10-minute candle was red. It took the puts at new low a day. Took the 45.15 puts at 810. Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong day here. Wrong day. My bad. 10:01. I didn't take that. I was looking at the wrong day. I only took 2 trades. And I did take puts. I did take puts right here, but I didn't take them right here. I should have taken them here. I didn't. I wished I did. I don't know why I didn't take that there. There was no news there was news at 10. And there was news at 9:45. Maybe that's why I didn't take it. But yeah, I waited, and this is what ended up happening. This was the trade that I got. I was looking for an FU setup. We got the 2 big red candles right here. I kind of regret not taking that, but anyways, green candle. It came back down. I broke lower day. I jumped in. I grabbed the 45.15 puts at $8, and then it went against me, and I added at 10:49, which is right here when it came back down to lower day. I added more at $6, make my new average 7. So they went from 7 to 10. I did hold through that. I don't know, just stubborn, didn't want to get out. I just, the way my week's been, I kind of just annoying. This was another thing. As soon as I got in, it went against me. So that happened 4 times this week. 4 out of 5 of my losses is where the thing went completely 180 on me. And I've never seen that happen so much in 1 week. Usually it happens maybe once in a while, but 4 times in a week, it was just, I was getting very annoyed. But luckily it paid off. It worked out. Then I took calls at 3:13. which is right here. And I see why I took it here. Got all this consolidation candles right here. It tried to break lower day. It didn't. It got bought back up. PDC line is right here, this white line, previous day's close. It's been holding, flush below it, came back up, and when it got above the 450.78.5 area, that's where I grabbed calls. I grabbed it this candle. I grabbed the 45.10 calls at 390, and they went from 390 to 710. So took 2 trades on Friday, both winners. First one was very, very not that good, but it ended up working out. I didn't want to add more up here in case it broke out and took off. I didn't want to add more risk, but when it came back down, I definitely thought it was worth the risk making my average low. Probably didn't even need to average down, because they went from because my initial average was $8 and they went to 10, so I didn't even need to average down, but I did, and I just didn't think they were going to they weren't even really down that much, because I added more at 6, so they weren't down too much. So, but yeah, they were down $2 at lower day. But anyways, Friday didn't trade too much. The week was kind of like taking its toll on me, especially after this was like the last straw for me. When this happened, I was so annoyed and kind of just didn't want to trade anymore. And this even added to the annoyance. I've been chopping all day long. Didn't want no part of that. So yeah, it was a very, very tough week. I don't have too many tough weeks, but this one was tough. But I was also, another factor that I was looking at as puts right here, and it was staying worth staying in puts, was VIX was down here at near almost $13, below, right around 13.20, and VIX does not like being below 13. So to me, I thought I'd rather be on the put side than the call side, just because VIX is so low, and it did end up working out. So end of day, I took calls because I was thinking that we were going to get a strong end of the day push. That's going to do it for the recap. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you in the room.